A lot of people think that Kwik was the beginning of the story for you, but I suppose it was somewhere near the middle, actually.
It was, of course, I mean, it was my life. I mean, it has taken up the biggest part of my life. Apart from my family, my other main interest was business, was Kwik. But you're right, it was a second business. The first business I started when I was 23 years of age in Edinburgh, and again, it was in the tyre business and the car accessory business. And we grew that to a substantial business, and it became a public company, and eventually was bought by an American company. I was about 27, just going on 28 years of age, and I decided then, I remember going home and saying to Anne, my wife, listen darling, I think I'll retire. She said, why? I said, well, I've worked out the amount of hours I put in, and I'm equivalent to 65. And so there we were at 28 years of age. We all went off, myself and 2 children, to America, and we came back after a period of time. The problem about retirement is you can never take a day off. You know, every day's a day off, and it was Hoagie Carmichael that said that. And
so did you feel at that point in your life, when you were 27, 28, did you feel not only that you'd worked as much as you'd wanted, but you'd achieved as much as you'd wanted as well?
Oh, I think so. But we all have wee pipe dreams. Some bigger pipes than others, but we all have dreams, and that was one of my dreams. And I thought to myself, that'd be rather nice. And so it was. It was very, very pleasant. And but however, I'm very fortunate that Anne is a girl that brings things into reality. And she told me one day that she had married me for various reasons, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, and sickness and health. But one thing she had not married me for was to be with me 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And I should really get a job. And so we came back to Edinburgh, and I met up with all the team that had been part of that first business. And they asked me a nice question, which was, are you home for good? And I said, yes. And they said, well, what are we going to do now? And I said, let's start again.
Wow.
And that was the start of Kwik. When people say, what was the biggest reason for your success? It is without doubt, the biggest reason was the people that I was associated with, and the encouragement and support that I got, whether it be the customers or whether it be the people who were actually part of my team, or whether it be the suppliers. And I would also say that without doubt as well, the most important person within that whole group of people was my wife Anne. Anne and I, we went to school together, real boy and girl, next door, and etc., etc. Same church clubs, the same environment. We came from exactly the same situation, and we started courting when we were in our very early 20s, and we've been married now for 39 years almost. And without her, it would never have happened. So the success was all about people.
You're also very religious, aren't you? And you were given an honour from the Pope.
Very religious. Well, I don't know about very is the right word.
You're very upfront about it.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. I'm a Catholic. I was brought up, as I said, in that great environment with the greatest mum and dad in the world, and they brought us up to realise that we were all part of the Christian religion. They also brought us up to realise that there was other religions as well, the Islams and Muslims and the Hindus, etc. Whilst we were part of the Christian religion, within the Christian religion, there was many branches, and one of them was Catholics, and we were brought up as Catholics. And
I just wondered if perhaps you feel that maybe God God has blessed your life, or God is using you He's giving you this fortune and encouraging you to use it in good ways.
I think a lot of the things that happen in our life is because God's there to give us support as well. But we are human beings, and what God has given us is He's given us the ability, and He's given us the freedom of choice, and we can decide to either really waste our life or do something useful with it. I did something useful, or I'd like to think I've done something useful with it, but I come back to stress the reason why I'm doing something useful is because of all those people that surrounded me over the years to encourage me. I think when we're born, God again, He blessed us with all different qualities. Some people He blessed with great intellect. Einstein was a very intellectual man. I meet intellectual people every day. Well, I wasn't born intellectual, I wasn't born stupid, but what He gave me a high degree of energy. High energy. I'm a highly energetic person, and I think also was the greatest thing the lot He gave me was a good dose of common sense. And these two things put together has enabled me to see opportunities and reach out and grasp them, and I'm able to do that, and I keep coming back because of the people that were surrounding me.